Hi everyone and welcome to another Linux lecture. So let's start installing Ubuntu. So the first thing you should do is go to ubuntu.com. Okay, here I am. Now you should go to the download section and click overview and click Ubuntu desktop. Okay, so as I told you before, you have the 32-bit and the 64-bit version of Ubuntu. If you have a recent computer, you can download the 64-bit. If you have an old computer with less than 2 gigs of RAM, you should download the 32-bit version. So let's download this. And click here and download. In just a second, there it is. Okay, so click save file. Okay, you'll be downloading a file, which is an ISO file or an image file that we will later need to install Ubuntu in our computer. So it's downloading right now. There it is. Meanwhile, we can go to, let's go back, click overview, and let's click Ubuntu desktop again, and let's click release notes. Here you can check anything you want about this version of Linux Ubuntu, which is the 14.04, and the new features, updated packages, the new version of the kernel, and all the stuff that you want to check, or if you want to know that comes with this version, you can check it here. If you also need extra help, you have the help section here, or the Ubuntu wiki, where basically you have a huge amount of information about anything related to this distribution. We're almost done with our download. Meanwhile, you can go to the Oracle VirtualBox, and this is basically a program that you'll need, and I'm going to use this to install Ubuntu on my Windows computer. Okay, what it does is basically creates a virtual computer or system that will show you how that will let you install and use Ubuntu inside Windows. Okay, so let's go to downloads and go to VirtualBox. I'm using Windows. If you're using OS, here you have your version, and basically I'm going to click here and also save this file. I'm just going to wait for the current download to end. Okay, so it's already completed the download. Ubuntu, here is the image. Here is the image. Okay, so now what we need is to download this little program here, VirtualBox download, and we're downloading. There it is. Okay, so now we need to install VirtualBox before we start installing Ubuntu. Okay, here we have the 2 files that we need. So now let's install VirtualBox. Let's click next, create shortcut, register, yeah. Okay, install. It could take a while, okay, so be patient. Okay, so I'm done with the installation, and now you should have something on your desktop like this, okay? It's your... So let's click this and start the program, okay? So I already have created here this Linux machine or virtual machine, but I'm gonna create and configure one from scratch. Let's create a new virtual machine. So let's click new. Let's call this Ubuntu. The type is Linux, and the version is Ubuntu 64-bit. Okay, great. Next. I already have a name, a machine with that name, so let me type Ubuntu X. Click next. Now we need to configure the memory size. Now we don't need too much, so let's just type 2048 megabytes. So create and create a virtual hard drive now. And dynamically allocate it next. And now let's leave it at 8 gigabytes, create. Okay, Ubuntu X. Let's go to settings. In acceleration, make sure you have these two enabled. Okay, enable 3D acceleration as well. And storage, okay, I think we are done here. Now let's click start. And as soon as we start, we have this host drive E or choose a virtual optical disk file. So this is where we're gonna catch this file here, which is the Ubuntu image. So click there. Let me go to my desktop. And here it is. Okay, there it is. Start. Okay. You're gonna get a window and it's going to start visualization of the installation of Ubuntu. Okay. And now you have different types of choices. In the next lecture, I'm going to show you how to install Linux Ubuntu through the VirtualBox. Okay, so see you guys in the next lecture.